Okay, right. I always seem to end up doing mood updates in my car for some reason, but, can't be helped right now. So I have just had a particularly bad sort of couple of hours after what's been a relatively good few days. I actually had a really good day yesterday, which was Saturday. Spent almost all of it with friends. I got up early, I managed to clean my house, watched some Robot Wars, went to dance class, played D&D, watched Pacific Rim with a friend, which is like not far off my perfect Saturday. Then today, I only got about 5 hours sleep, I think. For whatever reason, well, I think I know the reason. I woke up at about 6:30 and I had a lot of pain in my upper back and shoulders, and I couldn't get back to sleep no matter how hard I tried. But eventually I gave up trying, and I got up and I made myself some breakfast and tea, and I watched Robot Wars again, or more Robot Wars anyway. Then I made myself lunch, I did some drawing, I planned my next Latin dress, then I got out to dance practice for 4 p.m. and seriously everything was fine. I was a little bit tired. I was a little bit like, my stomach was heavy with food a bit by the time I got to dancing still, but it wasn't too bad. And like the first half of it seemed to go okay, but I got really dizzy really quickly, which never usually happens. I mean, I've been ballroom dancing for years. I don't get dizzy when I dance. It's just not it's not a thing that happens if you survive in ballroom. But for some reason I did, and I couldn't sort of go too long in one go. But we got some good work done, and I danced with my ex-boyfriend because we were partners first, and when he broke up with me, we both decided that we wanted to keep dancing together. He then of course started seeing one of my friends who also dances, and that's really awkward, so I have to spend every Sunday with them in the same room as them anyway. But yeah, we were doing fine, and then we went up for a Latin 5 dance, and I just made 1 or 2 missteps, and for some reason everything just left my head. Like I couldn't remember any of my routines, like even my muscle memory wasn't engaging, and I just felt off. Like I just felt really sort of high-strung and nervous, and I ended up with me sort of after 3 dances, or 3 attempts at dances, going straight off the floor. Both my legs were hurting, my neck was hurting, and I was in tears, and I was like in full-on anxiety attack, and it just came out of nowhere. I was fine. I was absolutely fine. My mood has been fine, and then this just came out of nowhere. And because I was thinking about this before it happened, so about an hour in, I went to the toilet, and while I was in there, somebody else came in, and I doing that sort of stupid British girl thing where I just didn't want to come out until they'd gone, but they were in there for a really long time. I kind of got to a point where it felt like we were both waiting for each other to leave, and then she eventually left, but it was after 10-12 minutes or something. And while I was sort of in there, I was just sat in the cubicle thinking to myself, and I remembered that toilet, those girls' toilets, are where I spent a lot of my time when I was really depressed, before I got help, before I was on medication, back when I was still with my boyfriend, and we were dancing together as boyfriend and girlfriend as well as partners. Dancing would be one of my triggers for severe anxiety, depression attacks. Just getting steps wrong, or feeling like I wasn't as good as anybody else, would just send me off into rages or floods of tears, and I would spend so much time in those toilets just trying to calm down, or just sulking. And while I was in there, I couldn't get that out of my head. I felt like I was in there stressing out again, which I really wasn't. I'd gone down there genuinely to go to the toilet, but by the time I came out and came back up, I felt like I used to feel. like beaten down and unhappy with myself and with my dancing. And then, you know, not long after that, that's when I ended up coming off the floor in floods of tears. And it's so strange. I genuinely think that this anxiety attack and sort of sudden bout of depression was brought on purely by remembering when I was depressed, by being in a place where I used to be when I was depressed. And it's been unsettling, to be honest. I just kind of, it's something I've not anticipated, and I will need to come up with a way to not get into that mindset when I'm in those situations, because there's not many places in this city where I haven't been depressed or stressed out or anxious. So I will need to, I'll need to come up with some way of combating that. I have therapy tomorrow night and I'll probably bring it up there. Like, I still, like, it wasn't like it used to be where I would be gone for like half an hour at a time and I would be like raging and shouting and stamping and stuff. Like, I didn't do any of that. I got, you know, I calmed down pretty quickly. I didn't even leave the room when I burst into tears, because like everybody's pretty much used to me doing that now. And I calmed down, and I even got back on the floor and did some more dancing. My shoulders still ached, and I felt really dizzy still, but you know, I tried, and we kept going, and we did things, and it was fine. But now I'm just drained and sad and going home alone again. Which, you know, is not unusual. I've been doing it for a year and a half. 2 years? 2 years now. Yeah, that's it's a trigger to watch out for, apparently. Being in a place where you were once sad. I'll need to put up another depression hack soon, because I came up with one while I was sat there. Well, I didn't come up with it, but it was one that I practiced while I was sat there, so. Okay, that's all for this update. I'm gonna go home, drink a lot of water, have a shower, try and get rid of the aches in my shoulders, and feel less sad. Probably watch even more Robot Wars. So, okay, bye.